Hello everyone, welcome to this new video. Now in this video we will talk about setting up TypeScript on our project, and the first thing to do is to install TypeScript by running the npm install TypeScript command. And yes, we can add the global flag to make this installed globally on our computer, but doing this would also give us access to the tsc alias. However, it is not a good approach. It is mostly recommended, even in the TypeScript documentation, that TypeScript is installed per project basis. So basically, the reason for this is that it would override project configuration. Say you're running a TypeScript version for a different project, say you're running TypeScript 1, for example, and then a different project you're working on TypeScript 2, you might actually have issues with compatibility issues. And so I would recommend installing TypeScript running npm install with the keyword TypeScript and then save dev. Now we would not have access to the tsc command, but we would do so using npx. So if I do npx tsc, I should see a list of flags I can actually add to my command, to do some more stuff. And just to quickly mention, when we run npm install TypeScript save dev, we are saving dev dependencies, which will create the node modules folder and also the package.json folder. The next stuff I'd want to go is to initialize a TypeScript project, which I'll do by saying npx tsc with the init flag. And this should create a tsconfig.json file containing a bunch of commented out JSON codes. The most important one I left uncommented, and you can see this is automatically generated, and it sets the target to be ES 2016, which is good, and also the module to be CommonJS. But one of the most interesting things I like to talk about is the paths and root directories, and also the output directory. So we can set the output directory here, or we can add that as a flag just right here. I'll go on to just illustrate this real quick and how TypeScript works and how we can transpile and also compile our TypeScript code to JavaScript code. First up, I'll create a file called test.ts. So I'll do touch.ts, so it creates in this directory, and I'll create a constant real quick, and I'll say constant username is equals to techbro. And when I save this, I would compile this TypeScript code to JavaScript code by using the keyword npx tsc test.ts. And this should create a test.js file for me containing the JavaScript code. Now just a proof of concept, we'll see that the constant is being transpiled or compiled to variables, and in my opinion, because I feel under the hood the TypeScript community feels or understands that variable is faster than constants in terms of computing. Now the next thing I'd want to show us most especially is how to use the output directory flags and play around with them. So let's say simply, for example, I don't want it to compile in the root directory. I would add the output directory flag, and I'll just put a folder name even if it doesn't exist, for example source, and it's going to create a source folder with test.js. Another thing I'd want to do is that when I'm working on a big project, I simply don't want to run this command always to keep on compiling my TypeScript code to JavaScript. I could simply add the watch flag to it. And so what happens is, for every change I make in the test.ts file, say for example techbro true to, and save, when I come here I see that it's automatically updated. Another proof of concept about how TypeScript transpiles and compiles this code is, for example, if I add TypeScript specifics to this code, which I'm saving right now, we come here, we see that the string data type I'm setting right is not added in the compiled JavaScript file. And I could show us again by adding the number 3 to this, making the step both 23. And if I come down here, I see that, well, basically I'd need to close that and reopen it. And yeah, I see that the changes are actually taking effect. And so this in turn shows that your TypeScript code has been compiled to JavaScript, and a lot of unnecessaries with the JavaScript language doesn't understand is being stripped off at the end of the day. Now, with this information, I hope we are ready to move into some more interesting stuffs in TypeScript, especially working with variables and data types. See you in the next video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.